And good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is Harrison Smith with episode 42 of Cinema, brought to you by Dark Matter TV. Dark Matter TV is a streaming platform where you can find not just current genre entertainment in horror, sci-fi, thriller, and action, but also classic content that takes you back to the great old days of late night cable and finding those cult and classic films that they just don't make anymore. Available for download on Android or Apple, or visit darkmattertv.com. It's free, it's fun, and it's gonna grow. I want to start off this podcast by saying every time you hear this, it means fuck you. Last week I took a look at the film Popeye and why it was anti-cinema, and as of late I've been trying to move outside the box a little bit of just plain old film in our entertainment and look at our entertainment from a more global perspective. One of the things that I wanted to touch on in this episode today, there seems to be this weird cottage industry growing out there, and it's been coming for some time. This is nothing new, but it really seems to be gaining traction as more and more of these, I'm using the word in quotes, celebrities jump on the bandwagon. So just bear with me here as I go through this. I mean, this whole viral thing and quarantine and global lockdown, one of the side effects of this, or one of the positive effects of it, is to bring us all together. And we are seeing an element of that. There is no doubt. You're seeing a lot of people just doing good for the sake of doing good and getting out there and paying it forward and doing what needs to be done to help out their fellow man. That's just really what it is. Over 10 years ago, I was watching Late Night one night with Jay Leno. So that's how far back this goes. And Drew Barrymore was on. And in the middle of this interview, Leno asked Drew Barrymore, so, what are you going to do this weekend? What does Drew Barrymore do just, being at her house? And she revved up in her cutesy way that Drew Barrymore does. And she replied something, and I can't quote it. I'm paraphrasing here, but she said something along the line of, well, Jay, sometimes on Saturdays, I just like to sit around and in the afternoon make a lunch with my Kraft singles. She dropped Kraft singles right in the middle of her very common, relatable, oh, Drew Barrymore is just like you and I talk. And I remembered I turned to the person I was watching this with and I said, was that just a commercial? Did we just witness a commercial right there? Like, it was almost like a subliminal commercial. That's exactly what it was. Later research proved that she had gotten money to plug Kraft singles. Look, nobody says, oh, I sometimes like to sit around the house and make a grilled cheese with my Kraft singles. No one says that. No one normally brings that up in a conversation. Technology changed the way that advertising is done, and with the advent of digital technology and TiVo and digital recorders, well, now more than ever, you can just skip right past the commercials. You don't even have, you can edit them out or just zip right past them. And I know we could do that even with the VCRs. Well, advertisers figured this out, and they've got to find a way to get you to understand their product and get it in front of you. And this is one of the ways. It's a way to get a celebrity to kind of say that, oh, I use this product in my work-a-day, everyday life, because when I'm home in my $20 million mansion, I'm just like you. When I'm scrubbing the floors, which they don't do, again, it's like, well, I use this product. You should too. So it's a very clever, under-the-radar marketing campaign. As the digital boom expanded, so did content. We've got so much content now. I couldn't even tell you what the numbers are on original product, and whether it's streaming and network product and web product and all this other stuff, all these underground channels. And now we have networks on their own streaming networks. CBS is now CBS Access, and we have Disney Plus, and we have Netflix, of course. And there is just so much. And it's also harder for these celebrities to get out there. Now, on the flip side, we've also seen the rise of another kind of industry, and that is of the trash reality celebrity. And these people go on these stupid shows. A couple weeks ago, I cited 90 Day Fiancé, and one of them is Darcy. Somebody at TLC realized that this woman is a walking dumpster fire and great television. And now she's become an Instagram star, whatever, influencer. I think I should use the right word there. She is an influencer. And these people are making a lot of money. And how they do it is by simply being in front of you. That's how they're doing it. And this has been copied by a number of celebrities. I'm going to give you examples of all of this. And it is an industry. So I'm going to read you some headlines right off the front of Yahoo News to underscore my point about this podcast episode. These articles, and I use that term loosely, are under headlines that are to grab attention for mundane things and basic things, all to keep these people in the spotlight. This is about these celebrities, I guess for lack of a better word, trying to stay relevant in the media and also garnering some checks from that. Not all of these. Some of it is just for attention's sake. And others of it, they actually get an endorsement. But I'll give you an example. Kathy Griffin. I was sent to ER coronavirus isolation room with, and in quotes, unbelievably painful symptoms. Okay. It doesn't mean you have it. It doesn't mean you had it. It means that you just want to let people know this thing by capitalizing on the virus thing to get back in the news. Now, here's another interesting one about how relatable some of you think these celebrities are. Cardi B tells celebrities to stop getting fast-track coronavirus tests while the general public is being told there aren't enough. These people are just like you, aren't they? Oh, here's one. Kendall Jenner takes flack for firing up her classic Thunderbird. She turned on a car, and that constitutes media attention. Wait, here's more. Nikki Bella shares naked pregnant selfie to celebrate 21 weeks. Congratulations for getting pregnant because no other woman does that. You're so heroic for posing naked. Yes, it's such an empowering statement. You got your 15 seconds in the media. This one was great. Nick Jonas's wife was caught clapping at nothing to support coronavirus first responders. And even here, the headline calls it simply a comedic masterpiece. She is applauding at nothing, but posted it as if she were applauding first responders, just to get that media attention. I have no idea. I love this. And probably some of you are going, okay, boomer. I'm Generation X. Ramona Singer wears sexy nightgown to mop the floor while self-isolating with ex Mario Singer. I don't know who these people are. I'll tell you what, all of you listening right now, get out your sexy nightgowns, go mop the floor in your underwear, and see what media outlet picks you up. Enrique Iglesias filmed himself playing peekaboo with his 2-year-old son, and we can't stop smiling. Another mundane act trotted out by some third Z-list celebrity just to stay relevant and in the news. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. Reese Witherspoon says older kids Ava and Deacon are struggling the most with being quarantined. Yeah, it's got to be a real bitch to be quarantined with millions of dollars in the bank. The struggle is real, folks. They're just like you, these celebrities. So relatable. Pink gives herself a bad haircut while drinking during quarantine. I might try to fix it, she says. Another stupid, mundane act that somehow becomes media-worthy just to keep these people relevant. Oh, and celebrity soccer player Ronaldo, he appears sporting his six-pack in his private pool, and the headline says, Ronaldo only appears to be taking pictures by the pool. He's quarantined. The struggle again is real. Being quarantined by that private pool with millions of dollars in the bank, it's so relatable to so many else out there. I wonder if Ronaldo will be available to get a test before any of us. Keep telling yourselves, folks, how relatable and common these people are. One of my favorites here is Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner halt beauty brand operations due to coronavirus concerns. I hope they make it through this. Goldie Hawn practices social distancing while out on a solo walk in Los Angeles. Well, number one, you don't fucking practice social distancing. You do it. A woman took a walk, and this is newsworthy. I've said this before, and I say it in the podcast. Can you imagine having to be the person to report on this and write this ridiculous garbage? Blake Shelton shows off his mullet progress as Gwen Stefani helps, and in quotes, take it to the next level. Yeah, again, so relatable. Oh, and a special headline for an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian throws a water bottle at Kim Kardashian. That's the headline. I wonder how many times they had to rehearse that scene. Oh, and then under the heading of coronavirus, Peter Andre. Who the hell is Peter Andre? And wife sleeping in separate bedrooms. Fascinating. Riveting. Oh, and Jim Carrey says he'll grow out his beard while social distancing and asks fans to join him. I'm going to ask Jim Carrey if he would stop his anti-vaccination bullshit and maybe paint a picture about that. I call a lot of this the Seinfeld syndrome, and that is, it's all about nothing. Sometimes these articles, and I use that word very loosely, these are articles only in structure. So these quote-unquote articles first will show these celebrities, they're just doing common things. Oh, they're changing the baby's diaper. They're making soup on the stove. It's all this mundane stuff. One of them recently is Kelly Ripa is allowing the gray to show through her hair because, you know, she's so much like us. And the new buzzword that has come out of all of this is the word relatable. In the wake of this pandemic, they're locked up just like you and I. They're dealing with the kids just like you and I. No, there is a big difference here. And the difference is they may be locked down, but they are also locked down with millions in the bank. Most of them are likely locked down with their assistants, their nannies. Don't buy into this, that these people are waking up every morning and doing homeschool with the kids and handling this all on their own. And we see hints of this in some of these videos where these celebrities are poolside or they're harmonizing songs with their celebrity singer friends. None of this is helping. I know that some of you are going, but wait a minute, we're going to get into this too, because they have a built-in defense mechanism here. You don't dare criticize it because you're going, well, look, they're really doing something. You really want to do something? Take $1 million and buy some surgical masks and respirators and things like that for the healthcare workers that are out there really on the front lines making the real sacrifice. Don't pretend by covering John Lennon's Imagine that you're making a major difference in this pandemic. There is enough content out there to keep us all busy. We have plenty to watch. That's not the issue here. It is almost entirely impossible to screw up this lockdown and social distancing. We have more content in the history of this industry than ever before. There's almost entirely too much to watch. So now these mundane things become the topic of major media exposition, and they're jumping on it. Even Justin Timberlake and his wife Jessica Biel, so much mileage made out of some hand-holding issue while he was on set. Part of me believes firmly this is a cynical ploy just to keep these people present in front of your face, because often I ask the question, just what are they doing lately? What have they done? What movie have they made? What song have they put out? Let's look at Justin Bieber for a moment there. This kid has made more headlines on his up and down neuroses, nervous breakdowns, and melodrama with his wife, Hailey Baldwin. He is now known more for crying and having nervous breakdowns in interviews. All of this is to show that, look, he's human. And when you say these things, people attack you. Oh, you're attacking this poor guy. Look, I've already made it very clear. If things are that bad for you, and you certainly have the financial means to do so, go get therapy and help. But stop using the public media as a private psychiatrist's couch and office. You are not finding any help in displaying all of your breakdowns and problems in the public eye. There is something far more cynical going on here. I believe a lot of these crises are manufactured. We're also looking at, for example, Ben Affleck, his recent breakdowns and his pitiful mea culpas to Jennifer Garner in the media. Dude, that shit is private. Keep that between you, your wife, ex-wife, whatever, and don't embarrass your kids. Stop with this. If things are really that bad and you are breaking down in front of millions of people on the media, you need help. You need private help, not a public platform. You gotta find a way to wave your hand to stay in front of the public eye and wave and say, look at me, look at me. That's exactly what Bieber does. This is exactly what a number of celebrities do. It goes beyond that. Two of the most flagrant ones that I can count right now are Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, who have also taken over what I call the Chrissy Teigen model. And Chrissy Teigen has made a complete industry of media exposure over absolutely nothing. So here's my challenge. Here's the Chrissy Teigen challenge. Here's the Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell challenge. Please go out there and take a big fat shit in your toilet and let us all know about it. And please show us pictures of it. If you're really that intent on being in front of the public eye and you're just like us, well, look, we all know you sit on the toilet and take a dump. Please send us some videos of that. Do a Lena Dunham and send some photos of you on the toilet, because that's what we really want to see. I noticed you never really show us that. I remember that Chrissy Teigen just got media coverage just a couple weeks ago before this virus stuff started, that she was having nightmares and she's really scared and distraught. That sounds like a therapy session to me. It doesn't sound like, quick, let me go grab my cell phone and record myself looking all without makeup and terrified and scared. And right away, her defenders and all these people that defend this nonsense, this absolute nonsense. Right now, we have people in ERs, in hospitals that are getting infected themselves, and they're not hogging the limelight. They're not taking their cell phones and sticking them in front of their faces and doing TikTok dances. These are people that are on the front line right now because our president likes to say that we are at war. Well, being at war is not sitting by your very beautiful poolside harmonizing some stupid song. That's not a war effort. That is a self-help effort. So why does this classify as cinema and it gets a podcast? Because you are people that have absolute power to make a difference through the media. You can use the media to change things, to do things, to raise money, to make a difference. In other words, it's very simple, to leave the world a little bit better than how you found it. And instead, that power and that influence is wasted on this superficial garbage. There have been articles on celebrities' couches and how they don't like to get dirt on their floor. Chrissy Teigen claimed that her ass is so perfect, her husband, John, could eat a can of soup out of it. Fantastic, folks. What a wonderful use of the media. Part of the definition of cinema is that you could do something of quality, but you just simply choose not to. That's this entire cottage industry. From people just hawking their kids, going out there, another baby picture of this celebrity. And look, I know that this is not anything new. Joan Crawford, sucked up money to be paid for pictures of her adopted kids. I get all of that. But this has become something different now. It's mutated into something worse, where these people are now deriving a major income, a better part of their income. For example, like that buffoon from Flip or Flop that divorced the blonde and married another young blonde, talking about his lockdown. Nobody cares, dude. I mean, I really take that back. Obviously, some people do care. They care enough to actually read this crap and click on it. Here are some of the unsung heroes of all of this. These are the people that have to write this garbage. I really hope that most of the writing of this nonsense is done by bots. I really do. I can't imagine that somebody went to journalism school and they get their assignment. Hey, go talk to celebrity A about their kids finger painting today, or how this couple handles their celebrity arguments, or who's more romantic in the relationship. Oh man, talk about punch me in the face journalism. That's what you went to school for, to cover this? All of this is a ruse under the label of relatable. These people, folks, are not like you, and they know it. They're just pretending because that's what their jobs entail. And you know what? In a time when people are really hurting out there and really making real sacrifice, and all of this even before the virus hit, this is an affront. And you know what? Most people don't even realize it. You should be insulted by this. And like I said, people will rush to the defense of this inanity. I mean, it really is. Leave them alone. And I ask, don't these people have jobs? And the answer is mostly no, not much anymore. Their job now is being a professional media shill. So here's video of celebrity A just walking around the house this morning getting a cup of coffee. Wow, fascinating journalism. And this helps us how? This pushes everything forward how? This is about making income. Those people are paid for this usually, just so you know that. They get a check for simply selling their home video. Like when you see that, a big A-list celebrity is laying around the house today or vacuuming or something. They sell that footage. It's all about garnering as much attention as possible. I've always believed in the phrase that if you have to say you're a good Christian or you're a good person, you probably aren't. It also falls in that same category of if you have to say you are in charge, you're probably not. On this track right here, a recent celebrity couple made sure they got headlines for waiving their rent to their tenants. Apparently, in addition to being celebrities that just simply don't work and do anything on screen, they are also landlords, which is fine. Nothing wrong there. They wanted the world to know, though, that they waive the rent for their tenants. This is humble bragging. You do good works for the sake of doing good work, not for getting the attention. That's like going out seeing a homeless person on the street and either taking a selfie and video of yourself giving that person money or getting someone else to do it and then making sure you post that so you can show the world what a good person you really are. You're really not a good person. So my answer to that is you waive the rent for your tenants. Hey, good for you. Nice job. But you don't need to tell the rest of us about it. The only thing that matters are to those people who got their rent waived for however long you decided to do it. And also, it sends a dangerous message out there in these troubling times, in these troubling financial times, for other landlords. Because you know what? They can waive the rent as their landlords because they have millions of dollars in the bank to fall back upon. How nice, how generous. But for those out there that are landlords that depend on that income to pay the taxes and pay mortgages, look, not every landlord is a slumlord, okay? And right away now we look for people to demonize. Landlords are not to be demonized. Yeah, there's some bad ones. And there are also a lot of bad people. So what? There are a lot of great landlords. There are good landlords that keep their homes up and their homes clean and repair on time when the tenants need something fixed and keep everything up to date. And they rely on that income. So no, you just can't go around and just start waiving rents left and right. There are people that need those rents. But these two jackasses decide that they're going to make a big public platform about it. Well, that's nice. But there are a lot of landlords out there that aren't wealthy celebrities that can fall back on big fat bank accounts and weather the storm if this goes on another 3 to 6 months. So it's a really bad message that goes out there too, all in the name of, look at me, look how great I am. There is something darkly cynical in pretending to be world-oriented and making a difference when the underlying goal is to stay relevant. And that is something we need to be aware of. Also, here is another way that this is pure cinema. You'll start noticing, go on Yahoo News or whatever news feed that you use. But Yahoo is a flagrant offender of this. And the posting of these articles where a celebrity is walking around in comfort shoes and they name the brand, or these are the perfect leggings that Meghan Markle loves to wear. Reese Witherspoon never leaves the house without this makeup. These are all endorsements, folks. And they're all created under the guise that these people are like you and I. J-Lo shops at Target. No, she doesn't. And of course, you can say, well, I've seen a picture. Don't give me this. Okay, you really think that these people with tens of millions of dollars in the bank are going out and shopping in the common places where number one, they couldn't even get probably 10 feet without being mobbed. No, they don't. And they don't do their own shopping. They have people that do that. And I'm willing to bet even under these circumstances, with lockdowns and everything, they have a staff that's taking care of things. So when you see that Reese Witherspoon is weathering the storm, being home with her kids and dealing with that, you can bet somebody else is behind the scenes helping take care of all that. And after all, somebody took those pictures. These products, whether it's a hat, shoes, makeup, whatever it is, these are endorsements. These people are usually making a paycheck out of this. They're getting something out of it. They don't affiliate their name with a product. They don't just go out there. They don't just let the news pick a celebrity and say that they're wearing these Nikes or they're wearing these leggings or coats or hats or whatever. No, they would sue for using their name to plug. So therefore, they are making an endorsement. But it's all under the guise of, look at me, look how relatable I am to you. I'm just as common as you are. No, they are not. A lot of this is built upon the Kardashian model. They kind of helped really bring this into focus with their ridiculous television show and, of course, now their endless online presence. They've built an entire family empire on really what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, a leaked sex tape. If you sit with the Kardashians and actually ask them, what do you do? They don't do anything. You can use the word influencer. It really translates into they make money for just simply being an empty calorie celebrity. They've done nothing of note other maybe than some silly cameos in films or TV shows, whatever. We follow them for the empty calories. That's exactly what they do. And they've built an entire industry on Kim Kardashian walk down the street in these boots. Kim Kardashian or any Jenner, any of them from that ridiculous family, all they are walking billboards. They're placards and billboards and spots. The other thing that we've seen people making a lot of press and additionally money for, and that is, like I talked about earlier with Ben Affleck and other people broadcasting their misfortunes, okay? Whether they are miscarriages or they're breastfeeding to show how heroic they are, or women showing off their bodies in the shower to show that they have a few stretch marks or wrinkles. This is all under the guise also of empowerment. No, it is not. This is self-serving. That's exactly what this is. Make no mistake. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. That's what it really comes down to. You are not posting you breastfeeding because you want women out there to feel relatable to you and powerful. You're doing it because some magazine or periodical or something, some online presence has paid you money for those photos. That's exactly what is going on. Take Julianne Hough, or however you want to say her name, and her husband. Take a look at these articles that have been running. This has been going on for months, where they're broadcasting that her husband wants to take a break from their marriage so he can explore his sexuality. Why are you putting that out there? And I can tell you why. Maybe she might not be making money from this article, but she is certainly reaping exposure. And for what? Just who is she? What does she do? This is a way of waving in front of the camera and saying, look at me. And if that means embarrassing ourselves and broadcasting what should be private information, especially for what your children have to endure, and putting that all out there, then they'll do it. But make no mistake, this is not about empowerment. This is not about helping people. This is self-serving narcissism. And it's a new way to advertise by pretending the ad isn't an ad and an actual piece of journalism. Again, I call these the empty calories of news articles. These are junk. They're not even news McNuggets. Way back in the day when USA Today appeared, they said that their type of reporting where it was just little blurbs and chunks of information, which I think eerily preceded the internet and how we get our news and Facebook feeds and stuff like that, which are all news McNuggets. These things are just nothing. They're commercials, they're advertisements, And they're using celebrity power, but pretending not to use celebrity power. That's the interesting hook about this. It's an ad, but it's really not an ad. It's about celebrities, but it's really not about celebrities. It's about them being just like you. All of this is scary because we no longer know the difference between real journalism. There is a great hashtag on Twitter called "This is not journalism." And sometimes the stuff, because most of you know if you follow my Twitter feed, that I post usually in the morning some sarcastic or snarky comments, or sometimes, hopefully, some helpful insight into some of the garbage that we call the news. And before I go any further, I'm going to post a link to a great Jib Jab video, which is called What We Call the News, which was made, I believe, way back in 2008 or 2009, and is actually more relevant now than when those folks made it. It is absolutely stupendous on the state of what we call journalism today. Superficial coverage is now taken as real news, and celebs are believed to actually have something important to say. We don't know the difference any longer between real journalism and shameless superficial promotion. And that's part of the problem. And we're also, we're looking at some of these articles, and we've also reached the point where we have to look at and go, is this for real? Because we don't know anymore. That's how inane the headlines have become. It's been clogged with this superficial nutso mess of celebrities saying, "Look at me." Whether they're saying stupid things when Kelly Ripa said a couple months ago that her son lives in poverty, that he's now realizing lives in poverty, and people jumped all over it. And you know what? Rightly so. And she came back with, hey, it's just a joke. You know what? Don't joke about garbage like that, especially now while we have celebrities that paid incredible amounts of money to get their kids ahead of the line in college. And we have one celebrity and her husband saying that we didn't know. We thought we were making a genuine donation, and have spent the last 2 months digging through boxes and boxes of stuff to support that claim on the hope that they'll get their case thrown out instead of owning up for what they did. Look, again, I don't want to get into all of that, but that's not even news either. But the underlying thing of that news is you people are being rooked. Okay, you're being taken for a ride, and you're not understanding what's really going on here. These people do believe they are better than you. And the only reason why some of these people that got caught are sorry is because they got caught. They wanted their kids ahead of the line. And their kids are on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and they're selling incredible amounts of product. They are influencers, which basically means they are shills. They're hawking. Their parents are in court now, and some of them have actually gone online and trashed their parents for ruining their lives and ruining their deals with Amazon and all these makeup establishments. These are brats, and they are not like you. And their parents are not like you, and they're playing you and me and the entire system. They have found a way to make incredible amounts of money by doing absolutely nothing but making it look like they're doing something. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is dangerous. Put your sunglasses on, if you get that reference, and read the news. You'll understand once you put the glasses on. What you're looking at becomes something else entirely. Take a look at how you're being played and see what they're really doing. It is not news. It is not journalism. It is absolute 100% self-promotion. I wish I could make money by just getting up in the morning and making a cup of tea or coffee and videoing that and showing how relatable I am to all of you. Well, I think I'm a lot more relatable to all of you listening than Chrissy Teigen, Dax Shepard, Kristen Bell, the Biebers, the Timberlakes. I'm sure for some of you this podcast sounded just basically as nothing more than a rant. That's a shame. You should be taking a harder look at what you're consuming out there. And that is what the Cinema Podcast is all about. So this is Harrison Smith, hoping that all of you listening are safe and you and yours are well and your families are intact. Until next time, be well. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and give a rating and review. Cinema is also available on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Google Play Music, and more. Check out my cinema blog on horrorfuel.net and download Dark Matter TV for your Apple or Android devices.